Hi, this is Josh Ellsworth with Imprintables Warehouse. I get the question a lot, people asking me what type of heat press they should get. Pretty much they're asking what specific brand they should get, when the first thing you need to look at is what style of press. There are three main styles of press. There's a clamshell style, there's also a swing away style, and then there's a draw style. Now later in this video, I'll have a chance to show you all three styles and explain the advantages of each. We're going to start with the clamshell style, which is my personal favorite, and depending on which style you decide to go with, depends a lot on the type of application you're doing. So you should definitely research the different types of applications available, figure out what's going to be your primary application, and then make an educated decision on style before moving to brand and certain features available. So the clamshell style. This particular style of press is just basically like the name sounds. It operates like a clam. So you grab the handle, lock the press down, and then when the application is completed, you open the press. So there's basically two steps with the clamshell style press, locking down and opening. Now there are presses like this Phoenix Fire that have the automatic opening feature, which is very nice. You can lock it down. When it counts down to 0, it'll automatically open. This minimal process is my main advantage of the clamshell. The fact that you only have one-step operation on an automatic opening or two-step operation on one that's a manual press. Some disadvantages of a clam in the past have been what's been called the pinch effect, where when you lock the press down, it pinches in the back, pinches your substrate so you don't get an even pressure. What some manufacturers have done, and Hotronix, the manufacturer of this one especially, they created an upper flotational platen to limit the pinching effect. So what happens when you lock it down, it levels completely out before it hits your item. That way you get even pressure on all parts of your substrate that you're pressing. Another advantage of the clamshell press is that it's space saving, and that pretty much covers everything. Another disadvantage that the clamshell has been plagued with is that you're operating underneath the heat, which is the main advantage of the other ones I'm going to show you, that you're not operating under the heat. So if you're doing a lot of layout work, you're going to be underneath this top platen a lot. If you're lining up individual letters, it's going to take some time in there, so you might want to consider another model. But if your primary application is pre-cut names, numbers, sublimation, anything that's already pre-spaced or printed out on a transfer where you just need to load your shirt, lay your transfer, and press, the clamshell is ideal. Now let's go over to the swing away press. This is another style of press. So we went over the clamshell, now we're looking at the swing away. With this particular press, there's basically 4 steps to operate it. You swing away the press, load your garment, you're going to swing it back, which is the second step, lock the press down, and when it's finished, you're going to unlock it. So you basically have 4 steps in the entire process. The advantage of this press, the main advantage, is that you have a complete heat-free workspace. So I can do layout or I can do basic transfers. I have all this space to work without the heat being over top of me like on the clamshell. Another main advantage is you can do a lot of thicker items. You have a lot of clearance on this press, about 1 inch total, and the press locks down evenly. The whole top platen meets evenly on thicker items, so it's really easy to do plaques, tiles, anything like that, mouse pad, which makes it ideal for sublimation. Now, if I were to review some of the things that make this press not really conducive to space-limited shops, the press swings all the way out, so you need a lot of table space. And it has to swing 180 degrees behind it so you can free this back corner for placement. So that's something to keep in mind when looking at the press. Be sure that you have the space in your shop to accommodate the swing away. And the next style press is kind of like an adaptation of the swing away. It's called the draw style, and this is another one of my favorites. With the draw style press, it operates in this basic manner where you pull a drawer out, load your garment, push the drawer back in, lock it down, and unlock it when it's finished. So again, you're operating with 4 basic steps. Now the advantage still is you have a heat-free workspace, and the press is also space saving. You don't need all the room on the side of the press or even behind the press. We have this one butted right up against the wall. Everything comes out into the aisleway, and you have room for layout and just slide your garment back in. So you get a lot of the same advantages that you'd get with the swing away press, except you're using less counter space. So the main thing to do is take a look at each style of press, figure out which one's going to be ideal for your application, and make an educated decision before you start looking into brands. Every style of press comes with many different features like digital time and temperature, pressure readouts, all kinds of different bells and whistles. But first you must figure out your application and decide on a style before moving to the next step. Thanks for watching this video, and hopefully this helps you.